Hello students, myself Devesh Singh from LPM Public School Gola Bazar Gorakhpur. Dear student, this is the revision time and here you are going to get the revision of chapter first, the natural resources. As I have described you a lot of things in the previous classes related to this chapter. What is natural resources, types of resources, and what is the chief requirements of these resources. Now, here we have to focus that resources are defined on the basis of three broad types: natural, human, and human made. As when the people gets in their surrounding, the things like that, air, water, minerals, so these are the natural resources, and these natural resources are very useful for the human beings. Without its consumption, this is impossible to survive the human beings on this earth. So the pattern of resource utilization help us to make the right choices in resource development. Now, here the natural resources will be defined, will be classified on the basis of origin of source, stage of development, renewability, distribution, and availability. Let's see. At first, here we have to understand here the resources. The resources that can be immediately utilized are air, water, fish, fresh fruits, and vegetables. These are the resources. It can be immediately utilized by us, and other resources have to be processed to make them useful to man. When we talk about the minerals like that, iron, copper, these are the required for various industries and is obtained by smelting their ores. And when you talk about the fuels, means the diesel, petrol, the petroleum objects, these are also the natural resources. If we used to run our vehicles or the gas, and we require to cook food. So it has to be processed before it can be used. And these resources acquire value and fulfill our needs. Now here with this figure you can see, students, the biotic components, the biotic and abiotic resources. On the basis of the origin, natural resources can be classified into biotic and abiotic resources. You see here in this figure, at first in the sky there is sun, and the sun provides energy. Sun provides energy to all the components on this earth. These are the consumers. Consumers also consume the solar energy, the vegetations, the producers, decomposers. These are the cycle. And abiotic resources. These are the components of all ecosystem on the planet Earth. Because you know that in this ecosystem, to maintain the environment's condition, the ecosystem has to be run free and fairly. Because if there will be any problem, if there will be any decreasing point in our ecosystem, if the chain of ecosystem is going to break, at that time the condition will be damaged and our planet will be an ailing planet. Okay, the biotic resources. The biotic resources are all biological or living being. Are the living beings very easy students you can understand that the living beings such as plants, animals, insects, etc. These are biotic resources. Very easily you can understand that all the biological means living things. So all the living beings are biotic resource like that plants, animals, insects, etc. Okay, so these are the biotic resources. Okay, and when you talk about the abiotic resources, the abiotic resources include all physical or non-living things such as land, minerals, soil, water, and climate. It is very easy to describe biotic and abiotic resources for you. Very easily you can write that all the living things are biotic resources and all the non-living things are abiotic resources. Okay, and you can also support your answers with some examples like that plants, animal, insect, etc. are biotic, and land, minerals, soil, water, and climates are abiotic. Okay, now actual and potential resources. Okay, now let's see what is actual and potential. Here the resources whose quantity and quality are known to us are known as actual resources. Means students, you can say that any resources that is in quantity and we can check its quality, these all resources are called actual resources. Like that, oil reserves, hydroelectric or hydel you can see in this figure here oil resources, iron ore mines, waterfalls. Here is waterfalls to produce the electricity. Here is iron ore mines to make the production of iron. Here is windmill. The windmill is also used to produce the electricity. So these are the reserves resources resources and also known as actual resources. Okay, now you see what is the potential resource. Secondly, you can very easily understand that the potential resources like that waterfalls, wind and solar energy. Waterfalls that continuously falls down uh, just from the high mountains, and it is useful for us to produce electricity. Wind is also very useful to us to move the windmill, and we also produce electricity. And solar energy that is very very important to all of us, and there is no limitation for solar energy. How much you require it, you can observe it, you can collect it, you can store it. It depends on you that how much you have requirement. So such type of energies are also known as potential resources. Okay, the windmills spread along the Indian coastline have potential for greater development, and biofuel as an alternative fuel is another potential resources. Okay, now students, we have to see here the renewable and non-renewable resources. Okay, let's see here the on the basis of the renewability, natural resources can be categorized into renewable and non-renewable resources. Like that, soil, water, forest that can be renewed or replenished quickly are called renewable resources. Means students, like that soil, water and forest, these are the things you can replace it from one to another place. You can make a store of soil You can dig the soil from a place and store it to another place. You can turn the way of water to another way, and also you can cultivate the forest from one to another place. You can cut the forest from a particular place, and once again you can cultivate the forest to any particular region. Okay, so these are the process, and to those resources, if you renewed or replenished quickly, that is called renewable resources. Okay, and the now we talk about non-renewable resources like that iron or gold, petroleum, coal. That are the depleted can and cannot develop quickly are known as non-renewable resources. These may take millions of years to form. Students, you can understand here in a very easy way that gold, petroleum, coal, these are the things that can be changed into these forms just after completed many years. So you can't replace it very easily from one to another place. You can't cultivate it, you can't replenish it very quickly from one to another place. So such type of resources are called non-renewable resources. Okay, you can see here in the figure coal, petroleum, coal, these are called non-renewable resources. Okay, non-renewable resources. Now uh, students, these are the some resources that is very important, and we can categorize these resources in this different way. So you have to understand here, and you have to also learn these renewable and non-renewable resources, actual and potential resources, biotic and abiotic resources. Okay, because all the resources are categorized in these parts, and the potential resources, actual resources, you can understand it in a very easy way just to listen this video. So uh, you will focus here to see all these different categories. And also this figure is very important to you to understand the system, the ecosystem on the planet Earth, and of this importance. Okay.